Hi, I'm Matthew Messina-Mori, and this is my colleague Anthony Harshawi, and we're both commercial real estate brokers with PMML. Today we have a special video for you. We're going over the top 10 transactions for the incredible year of 2021, so stay tuned.
Twenty 2021 will have marked people's mind as the year in which the vast majority of major investors turn into real estate investing to rebalance their investment portfolios through the turmoil of the Canadian and international financial markets.
So local and growing investors were also able to take advantage of an extended period during which borrowing costs remained historically low, thus favoring borrowing for new projects and refinancing existing debts to then re-inject funds across several regions of Quebec across all different types of assets.
Right.
So all asset classes also saw their share of notable transactions through different months of the year, both on the multifamily and on the commercial property side. Although investors could have expected, with the prolonged effect of the pandemic, a slowdown for commercial real estate assets, when looking up the top 10 transactions during 2021, we can actually clearly see that the opposite happened.
Right, so the overall volume of transactions was spread out across all major urban centers of the province and saw the flow of funds being diversified across all types of commercial real estate assets. Even though office buildings continue to be impacted by the effects of the pandemic, investors were able to use the experience acquired in 2020 and the exceptional 2021 market to their advantage by putting plans in place to acquire well-located assets.
Exactly. So one of those groups was Group MAC, who is now a major player in office buildings in the metropolis and has been really active during the past 12 months. So the largest two transactions in terms of transactional volume were two iconic office towers acquired by the group, 1000 de la Gauchetière and the KPMG Tower, both totaling $515.5 million.
Right, Matthew. So 1000 of the Gauchetière was $320 million in July 2021, sold by Ivanhoe Cambridge, bought by MAC, Petra, and Jolene Capital. And it was the part of the skyline of Montreal, right? The highest building with 205 meters, 51 stories, so quite a sell. And the KPMG Tower, which was in November 2021 for $195 million by Bentall Green and Oak, and sold to Group MAC again and Petra. So 33 stories, right, rented by the Christ Church.
Okay, yeah, it's an FTIC lease. And one thing too, I wanted to quickly mention that in our top 10 transactions for 2021, we excluded transactions which were purchases of shares for the property. So really important to mention.
To get the raw real estate value, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So the metropolis has continued to attract capital from investors across the province and Canada as a whole. And all of the top 10 transactions of the year, which are totaling a volume of $1.16 billion, are located on the island of Montreal and are for an amount greater than $50 million. As for the type of assets transacted, no surprise, 7 of the 10 major transactions are industrial properties.
Of course, so the buyers of these assets were mainly composed of REITs and private investment groups, as the demand for these types of buildings skyrocketed during the year. Nevertheless, we saw a trend emerging during the year with the purchase of industrial assets by major developers that are present right here in the city of Montreal, which just tends to increase the competition in a field where it's already scarce for larger industrial real estate assets. And I really wanted to point out one transaction that really caught our eye. I think it caught the eye of everyone involved in commercial real estate. I believe even one of the major newspapers here said it was a complete home run. So that was the sale of 401 Marie Curie in Vaudreuil-Dorion. It was a industrial property, just over 533,000 square feet. It was purchased by Dream Industrial REIT in January 2021 for a total of $114.15 million. But what's incredible is that Group Quint, now known as Brasswater, had actually purchased the property back in 2018 for a total of $26 million. So a real home run.
Right. So the outlook for 2022, especially for the greater Montreal market, looks very promising as institutional investors will continue to raise capital before the liftoff and interest rates and continue to look forward real estate as a vehicle to invest their funds given the continued strength of Quebec's and Canadians' economies.
One last thing too, I just wanted to not fail to mention, we all heard about it too in the newspaper, is the purchase of Cominar by Canderel. So at the making of this video, the transaction is not 100% completed, so I'm sure we'll talk about it in the future. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and share this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to either of us, and we'll see you next time.